Hi, it's Grace, and today we have another cute room. It says Fantasy Rubik's Cube Series Mini World by Cuteroom. Do it yourself, love handmade, and enjoy life. And this is the Magical Fate room. I have opened this to have a good look at it because it is unlike anything I have ever done before. In like it's a whole sealed room with like hinges you can open and have a look inside. This was gifted to me for my birthday by my wonderful mother-in-law, and I think she did a good job. Whoop. I'm just gonna try and take everything out, make it easier. We got another glue. I've still got a fair bit of the other stuff, so I'll try and use that one first. Here is everything, and I really think this is on a very different scale to what I'm used to as well. I think it's like, judging by some of their stuff, pretty sure it's like half the size of the last kit that I made, because these little beads are supposed to be bottles and that's like way smaller. There is big bead, cute little no earring bits, and a bit of chain, some material. This is the lighting. I took it out to see what kind of battery it needed, because of course it needs some kind of weird battery that I don't have. So I'll have to try and track that down. There we go. We've got some windows. Pretty. And I don't think I've opened this one. Do I need to? Is there only 2 sheets? Because everything's so tiny, I always think I'm going to lose like just about everything. Well, because it's me. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, no, there's lots of stuff on the inside. Awesome. Alright, there we go. That is a lot of stuff. I was looking at it like, you know, I've pulled those out to have a really good look because I could only see like the pre-made stuff. I was like, oh, don't I have to make a lot? Oh, that kind of actually sounds like fun. And then like getting into it, going, oh. Actually, no, yes, there's still tiny things you have to make. So it is just as involved as the other kits. It's just on such tiny scale. They're the bookshelves, and then you've got to try and put books in those. Oh, so I don't know if it's going to be too small for me. My hands aren't that great. Small crafts are better than big things. Well, for me anyway. But yeah, this might be too tiny. My fine motor skills are questionable. So yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. I needed some help with the last one and my partner didn't mind, so you know, he's got a bit of practice now. He can help me make this one. I love these things and I wish I could make them all by myself now, but I do need some help and I kind of had to accept that. It was a bit hard, but that's okay. I'm getting there. See, look at how tiny. That's a display board. And that's a chair. That's gonna suck. And stairs, I believe. Windows. Whoop. I think that's more of the chair. I could be wrong. And I think that's the back and that's the front of like the whole thing. That's how big it is. It's so tiny. So cute. And like that's how wide it is. And that's a hinge down the middle. It's like that is super small. And small bits. I'm pretty sure that's where they want you to put that. Yes, we'll find out. I just don't think it's going to be great. And that's where the hinges sit. I need to find some bulldog clips. I remember in the instructions I forgot to grab some. So when you are putting them together, they can, you know, hold really tight and flush. Alright, we'll get to the book. Hang on, I really should put all this away. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like apparently. I have made some miniatures in the past. I have painted everything to make it different colours and more aesthetic to me. The last one I just did and it was great, and this one I think I can just sort of do and it'll be great too. Looks like good colours and all that jazz, so what I think I won't have to do too much customization. I'll see as I go. There might be things I want to change, but at this stage I don't think so. So beads, hinges, chains, material, a copper nail claw, looks like a bit to a those round hole things called, enclosed, yeah, those things. That looks like an earring back, and rivet bit, and tiny screws. I like what they, you know, use as tiny stuff. I think it's cute. Heaps of beads. Heaps of beads. They're calling them magic beads, so they must be special. How to take everything out. They want you to use a blade. Oh, I wonder if I can just not. We'll see how it goes. A little bits of wood and the interior. So is that where we start? Really? We're starting by making tiny stuff. Okay. And then we're making the big stuff. Alrighty. Well, just to save my poor brain from any confusion, we are going to do it in order. See, it's weird. They've got the paper bits, but I know in the back of this they've got shiny bits, so I don't know whether you put like the back one first and then the shiny. We'll find out. I know what these bits are. Oh, you entirely can't see that. I'm sorry, did you miss out on lots of stuff? Hang on, we'll zoom out just a fraction. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what you saw. I don't know what you care to see. It all looks kind of fun though. That table, like it looks sort of plain and then you're like, oh, it's got like 20 things on it that I've got to make. It's got a sorting hat and a golden snitch. But you know, if you didn't want those in there, you didn't have to make them. Like if you just wanted to make it more of a, you know, non-themed shop, just a regular magic shop, you wouldn't have to make them. Flying books, I was like, what are you used for? I'm pretty sure a couple of them are actually lights, so that's kind of fun. Scrolls and parchments, and where was I? Right, somewhere over here. Yeah, books as lights. So that's going to be fun. I thought it was just going to be boring. Oh yeah, these things. On my last miniature, I cut out like 2 tiny bits of cardboard and went, well, where the heck do you go? It took me ages. Anyway, this one's easy. The 2 random little bits that I'm going to cut out are to go for wiring. So I've got to remember that. And then put everything together. Yeah, so these. Oh, okay, it does have a flappy. Does it tell you to glue it down? Okay. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm glad it's got a cover. It's got these to cut out, so I don't know whether that's like the final form and the other's just like a template. Like it's got the same bits. So yeah, I don't know. Figure that out too, I guess. Did I miss a page? Of course I missed a page. So yeah, interesting. And as always, I'll learn as I go. This seems a little all over the place. So I only kind of want to get out what I need so far, which is it any of you thinks? But then where's the pointies? I don't think it's here. Take out mini. B4. So you're just paper. Oh my goodness. This is just too over the place. Too all over the place. This B4. Hang on. Eek. Come here. Okay, paper stuff must be A, so B. Holos. Oh, oh, I took all the bits out. Is it just B4? Just the top one? Oh, whoa. Dang. I will need to go find a blade to get that out maybe. Oh, you should just wanna, I don't wanna have to get extra supplies right now, but you are ultra tiny. Alright, well, find that. Oh my goodness, it took me all that time to find A1 36. I don't know what I thought it would be bigger. Oh my goodness. So that is the picture that we want me to put on the wall. That will not even focus. Holy crap. This is gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. Because that picture they want, oh, come on. This chain around it. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is gonna be so hard. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh no, seriously. That's gonna be crazy hard. Like, I'm sure they're the beads they want you to use. Oh well, they look much bigger like that, that's for sure. Fold in half and paste. Fold in half and paste what? That? Oh my goodness. So yeah, that looks like it's like 5 across, but that's like 3. That is significantly smaller. Is there one in here? I don't understand why it looks like there's doubles of everything. So confusing. Again, maybe backing makes it, well, a bit easier to work with. I don't know. Wish it could have all been perforated like this though. That's wonderful. Is there a teeny tiny, see, there it is. So which one do I use? Alright, I'm gonna get some teeny tiny bits together to try and make the stuff on the first page and figure this out. I'm too confused. Alright, so I may have taken a whole day to think about this. I was messaging my sister and she said, alright, there's 2 parts in case you stuff something up or forget what it is. I'm like, cool, that's amazing. Also it means I can make extra stuff if I want to. I was like, alright, I'll just get all the bits out for the first couple of pages and we'll see what we can do. The answer is, it sucks and I hate it. I originally thought you had to get a bit of that to put around the picture. And then, like, this is like the first thing I was figuring out how to do. And then I was like, okay, hang on. I think they actually want you to use this. That is how big the picture is. I was like, okay, cool. So it doesn't matter really which ones that I use, maybe I can, you know, I can make that, that's fine. And I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna have to, not that you can actually see that. Bear with me while I move some stuff. So that is all the way over here. And if I take that off there, I am not sure that I am ever gonna find it again. It's like, maybe I should just glue that on there. And then I went to open the glue and use it and realised that you can't use glue that thick on something this freaking small. It's not going to work. So I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I have my trusty old like PVA glue and I'll just put a bit of water in it. But not too much because it'll get too wet and it's papery stuff and it'll get gross. But all the glue that I own is far too thick to be even trying to do any of this. So I'm frustrated and just had to sit and think for a while. So I was thinking maybe just to make it easier, I could just glue stuff like that on there. I just don't know how I'm gonna go. Like my hands and arms, my body sucks, but my hands and arms are you know, up there with the worst of it. And this is just so small, I don't know what to do. The other stuff is difficult, but I manage and get a bit of help and it's okay. But this is nearly genuinely, I want someone else to make this for me and then I just assemble it because yeah, I'm frustrated. So they're the bigger bits, and that you know seemed okay. And then I had to try and figure this out, and this is stupid and is terrible. There's 2 different size screws. I didn't notice first off, and that's the bigger size, and that is the smallest size. And they want that in a bead. That's not working for a start. Like, it is so crooked and weird and wonky, and maybe it can just stay that way because I can't do it anymore. And that was with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. So look, this I managed just to get together, and then it needs a bead on top of that. I don't even remember which one right now, but seriously, it could have just given me earrings, I think. I think it would have been better. These little screw things are terrible. I'm sure a bunch of earring backs just would have been easier. And they're going to be little staffs with like crystals on the top, I think, or beads. And this wants a singular one of those glued on the top. Like, this is just nearly beyond my hand skills, which is terribly frustrating. I managed to get those little bits out, which was great. Not with the blade though, because I don't trust myself with blade. But yeah, it was a bit weird coloured, and not that you can see the back, but I did colour in the sides. I've got a brown whiteboard marker and a brown, what's that thing called? Watercolour pencil. Well, there was a bit of a chip off like that side, so I was like, oh, that looks gross. Not that you're going to be able to see it, it's so tiny, but yeah, while I was going, I thought I'd just cover it up. So yeah, have to glue one of those, and that on the big one, and then glue them onto that, which I'm just not doing on camera. It's, you know, I'll do one and then wait until my hands stop hurting, and then I'll do another one. It's not very enjoyable. See, this is the scale I was working with on my last ones, and that is difficult enough for me. Like, that is the size of the, oh, come here, that's the size of the books, and then, like, that's a book. So very tiny. Like, is that quarter of the size of one of those ish? Yeah. So I just had to come back and whinge about the sheer scale of this and my inability to make it. Yeah. I just don't know what to do next. I guess this is going to take me a lot longer than I thought, and I'm just going to have to be very patient with myself, which is hard. And get some help. That is just as hard, to be honest. I just want to just sit down and make it today, because it sounds like fun. But I will be patient and see what I can do. These are books you just kind of shove in there to look like books, but because there's extras of the real books, I nearly want to make real books because it's fun. And then, you know, I was saying I didn't want to change anything. Well, I might want to change stuff. Like, that for a start is a bit uninteresting, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, you make all these books and then you just kind of glue them in a pile. I don't think so. That seems like a waste of perfectly cool books. So I don't know what to do about that either. We'll figure it out. I don't think I'm going to worry about books for now. A lot of the paper stuff, the small paper stuff, I'm just going to ignore for a minute. I'll glue that down. But then, like, see this? You fold that in half and glue it, and then you have to glue it on a wall. I'm going to lose that. Yeah, ignore paper stuff, and I will try and make everything else. I'm just going to whinge about it the whole time. You see this, and so this and this are supposed to go together. Like, there is not a hope. How does that even work? Yeah. Even to get it to... I don't think I can. I just don't think I can. It just might be too small for me. Okay, no. Oh, somehow I just thought that that would screw in or something. You just wouldn't have to sit there and glue it. Yes. Alright, I will go be frustrated behind the scenes. I will come back with some tiny things and a better attitude. Well, it might have taken me a couple of days to adjust my attitude. I must admit, this stuff's very cute. But I'm still not having the best time. I have a container full of kind of done stuff. Yeah. Bits, pieces, stuff. And that was in there, but I accidentally sent the container flying and broke it. So that wasn't very helpful. But it's okay now, so we can go back. Stairs, which may have taken me a couple of days because, oh my goodness, so small. I can't, I can't even show you. Maybe slightly crooked, but is anyone actually going to notice? No, because it's so small. Tiny, oh my god, hat. Yeah, pretty cute. It said stick the white stuff on and then cut out the fabric, but really wish that I would have traced it or something. Not, again, not that you're going to be able to see any of this, but I just don't like the white on the edges, so I might take a marker to those. This is still drying. It's super annoying. It's supposed to be like a golden snitch. I'm not going to pick it up because it's annoying me. I've already broken it like 4 times. I said I was going to fix my attitude. I apologise. I'm not sure I can. This is, yeah, just frustrating me. I'm just not used to being quite this frustrated with my crafts. So, that's a me problem. Because it is, again, really cute, but yeah. I will know for future reference how frustrating this is and maybe not pick this size. This mat idea is kind of fun. Hopefully it works out. Maybe. Okay. Oh. Alright, one more. We can do it. Oh yeah, right. See, that is kind of cute. Really, maybe I can mess up the edges just a little to make it look, well, not like a bit of sack material that I just ripped up. Oh, no, that's just going to be annoying. Oh no, there we go. And you. Alright, well, it looks a little bit better. Right, you can go in there. You can probably go in the box too. I've got a little, oh, hang on, did I show you before? Container with things with the proper lid, so I hopefully don't lose stuff. You can go over there to dry more. And so far gluing things has been alright. I got the picture and the, well, in there, little sign thing. And I managed to get that one off, so hopefully these ones are okay too. Whoa. How about I actually close the container of things? Don't want the rug to get too messed up. Come on. Yeah, that's much easier than doing the other way around, I'm sure of it. So very cute. Okay, and you already mostly out. Excellent. I might get a little bit of marker over the glue that you can see, but super adorable. Alright, what is next in this book? Alright, done. Okay, well, all that stuff. That chandelier thing looks fun, but you've got to flatten out one of those, so I might get some help with that, I think. It's mostly paper crafts, table, and a few beads. And then I think the rest is paper crafts and making the actual room. Gosh, I'm gonna hate those paper crafts. Look, I'll give it a go. Oh, yep, alright. Wish me luck. So, I have finished all the teeny tiny things that aren't paper. And, I've got a question. What the heck? They look like little leaves. I don't know. I was thinking maybe they put them in instead of the beads for like the golden snitchy looking thing. But I have no idea, and I have been over and over and over this book. I cannot see leaves anywhere. Like technically it should be in the washers in these bags kind of deal. But it's not, and then like I've looked and looked and I can't see them. So free leaves. Look, I think they're leaves. I'm not sure, but they are absolutely going in the trash because I do not know what they are or what they want to do. So everything I made now, whoop, again apart from paper, is in here. I'm gonna regret doing this. But this is everything. I might try and put it back in there as I go. Whoa, and a table, and a bookshelf, and a bookshelf, and a bookshelf, and whoa, chairs. The chairs are pretty cute actually. Whoa, no, don't lose things. Spent too long making them. Chair, chair, stairs. This table was plain, but I cut out the bits for the chair, so I had more red velvet left over. And thought, yep, matching table, it's beautiful. A giant crystal bowl, whoop. And well, I guess this is supposed to be kind of like the sorting hat, I guess. But I did a terrible job, so it just looks like mush. Ooh, I made a broom. I got a toothpick and it looked a bit big, so I just got a bit from one of the windows, like one of the outer bits, and some of the stuff from the rug. Rubbed it around, glued it, hopefully proportionately. It's not too bad. It might be a bit long, but I can fix that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty stinking cute. And what is a magic shop without a broom? That seemed silly. Whoa, okay, I'll get to those last then. Chandelier. was kind of disappointed that you can't hook up the chandelier to light up. You probably could if you were smarter than me, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, so there we go. Whoa, whoa, alright. All you bits and bobs and things. Oh, this was supposed to have rolled up scrolls, and I rolled up a singular scroll because I thought, like, there's a little so hard to show you absolutely anything, but that little brass beady thing was just supposed to sit on a shelf, and I'm like, oh, you could be a scroll holder, that'd be fun on a table, which it will be. But yeah, rolling up one scroll was more than enough for me, thank you very much. So I'm not getting a whole container full of rolled up scrolls. Yeah, there was no, well, apart from random leaves that probably weren't supposed to be there, there's no greenery in there. So from my ramen stand kit, I still had some greenery. So now we have a plant. It might be too big, but we'll find out. And these. Oh, there's that tiny picture. I can't move much, or you can't see anything. There were a few bits left over and a few bits that were just beads on their own. They were sitting around. I was like, no, that's boring. So that's kind of a goblet-y thing. And there's, I guess, like crystal balls of different sizes. And, I don't know, a jar, a bottle. This was just supposed to be that little earring back on its own and the bead on its own. I was like, that could be like a candle-y thing? Yeah, I don't really know. But yeah. Oh, I still had some of that chain left. So I was like, well, I can just sit somewhere and be fun. This little golden snitch thing was a pain in my butt. Whoa. You can't see much apart from a blob of gross, but yeah. Alright, it's time to make paper stuff, and I don't want to, I'm procrastinating. I thought I would show you that before I started. Oh dang, I really don't want to. Well, it's been too long, and I can't remember what I've shown you. So, I will start with this. This sucks. Not a fan. I'm not sure we needed this many layers going on, and you've got to, like, make sure you lift the bottom up enough. Hinges also sucked. I have glued the front one on once, and it's already come off, so I just left it off. Probably makes it easier for you guys to see while I put things in it. For everything that I didn't like the lighting system, I'm not a fan. I don't think there was quite enough wire in the back to make those like flying books lower, and the front had like too much wire, so I ended up putting the chandelier at the front. So there's a little light at the back. Actually, I can show you. Ta-da! I'll try and take better pictures, you know, in the dark and when it's full of stuff. But yeah, the little flying books, they're supposed to like sit in the middle, but I kind of just glued them, so the light's at the back. Yeah, I glued the wings on different so you could see them better. I stuffed up those two panels. I had to rip them out and start again, so I re-glued that because it was upside down. But that one, I just coloured in the bit that I ripped. It's just character, right? Yeah, the floor was annoying. These windows, the windows are actually really good. They let you cut out the plastic bit and glue that bit on, and they sit in there pretty well. That bit I was quite impressed with. Yeah, nearly none of the rest of it though. Look, the size is not helping my cause. It's really tiny, and I struggled a lot, needed a lot of help, and had to have just so many breaks. But you know, hopefully once I'm done, it'll look alright. I will mention that, like I used various markers, and pencil and stuff to do edges so they didn't stand out quite as much, like all in there, and you know, just in case you could see anything. That took a while. And all the edges of the books looked too white, like too crisp. like especially because like all these papers and stuff are tarnished sort of, so I yeah, put, oh, that did not stay, oops, piles of books, so they're not glued together. I didn't like the idea of gluing them together either, so you couldn't ever use them again. I probably won't, but just in case I ever wanted to. Whoop. Okay. Super cute shelves. Not at all how they were supposed to be, but still so cute. I put most of the knickknacks in there. Scrolls. I don't know, use things as they were sort of intended, but also sort of not. I know, cute. And they'll go on the back wall. I was thinking like, whoa, that and that on either side of the window. Adorable. So I was thinking like by the window on that side. And they are tiny, tiny chairs. I was thinking a little stack of books. Whoop. On one of the chairs. So like, whoop, either side of the table. And I really like the way the table turned out. They're supposed to be like little goblets and a candle or some kind of light. Golden quill, we've got some letters, newspapers. Whoa, it's a treasure map. Tiny beads that I was trying to get to be like treasure. And a couple of books. And I have no idea what that's supposed to be. You know, some kind of giant blue ball. So yeah, in the back, all done, and it wasn't a complete pain at all. Yeah, look, I can't recommend this kit. I might turn the light on, see if you can see that better. Yeah, look, it's adorable, but it is too tiny and a little annoying. Oh, I just noticed that chair is so wonky. Uh-oh. Oh well. Yeah, cute, but annoying. And it's going to be hard to show you all at once. So the front, one stack of books and a little desk thing. I thought those will look pretty in the window with the light above them. That is the hat, you really can't see it, and I don't really like it, so I won't talk about it. Little blackboard there. And if I can open it up very carefully. The little stairs, which I just rammed full of books, because I'm like, would you use stairs to get up on your bookshelves, or would you ram them full of more books? Because that's what I'd do. And that, and the little broom. And, oh gosh, it is just so hard to show you in there. My camera really wants nothing to do with focusing on that. My goodness. Yep. Again, might have to take photos because it's just having the hardest time. But you get the general idea. Uh-oh, I just noticed there's something missing from there. It is over there. Oh dear. Yeah, that map is supposed to sit somewhere there. I really don't know what else to say about this. It's kind of cute, kind of sucks. I don't like this front hinge thing. The middle one, okay, I can understand, but the front one, just unnecessary and at this point infuriating. So, yeah. I might just, controversial decision. Maybe I shouldn't have put those in and I should have just glued the front on. Wonder if I could take the pins out of there and just glue the front on, because I think it's silly. Oh, I really went a bit overboard with glue. I should clean that up a bit. And look, from the outside, I think that's adorable. Oh, can I get the chandelier to kind of sit properly? Kind of, sort of not. Whoa. Okay, not really, but you get the general idea. Yeah. It does look cute, like closed up. So, yeah, I might just do that. It's not like I can't get to the inside. Okay, yeah, look, I understand, but a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. yeah, I don't know if I could recommend this. Like, it is cute if you can find it for not that expensive, because it's not worth that much money. Well, yeah, look, there's a lot of pieces and a lot of work went into it. Look, I understand that, but in saying that, wasn't 100% thought out. Um, like the wiring, terrible, hinges, not great, and just some of like the little, yeah, bits they want you to put together. It just could have been easier. But yeah, if you want something infuriating, kind of adorable, that you can sit on your shelf, give it a go. Yeah, if you've got any advice on kits or any suggestions of kits, let me know. Because I I don't know if I want to make another one so soon, but yeah, it is still winter. It is still cold, and I still want to do tiny crafts. So yeah, let me know. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.